Flames are threatening to destroy the trailer at 126 Falls Road in Shell Point, South Carolina, when firefighters arrive. They ask neighbors if anyone is inside. Yes, they are told. 56-year-old Teresa Siegler is on disability, seldom leaves her home, and is often confined to her bed, chair, or wheelchair. A firefighter enters the smoky master bedroom through a window to search for Siegler. At first he sees nothing, but then notices a human form on the cluttered bed. A body has been wrapped in a blanket and bound with duct tape. Other firefighters join in the effort to remove the body. Once they get it outside, they cut off the duct tape, roll back the blanket, and discover Siegler. Her wrists have also been bound in duct tape. Efforts to resuscitate her are vain. In fact, a medical examiner from the Medical University of South Carolina later determined Siegler has been dead for more than a day and did not perish in the fire. As firefighters douse the flames, they discover a red gasoline can just outside Siegler's bedroom door. Arson investigators from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division determine gasoline has been poured as an accelerant over Siegler's bed and elsewhere through the house. Siegler had a reputation among those who knew her for her kindness, often offering food or a place to crash for neighbors down on their luck. She doesn't seem like the type to invoke anyone's anger, and despite her generosity, she was of meager means. So who would want Siegler dead? And why? Suspicion begins to focus just 2 lots away, where Brian David Walls has moved into a trailer owned by his brother and allowed several other family members and friends to take up residence. Among them is John Priester, who was seen with 2 teenage residents of the home carrying a red gas can towards Siegler's home just moments before the fire erupted. Investigators interview Siegler's family and friends. The deceased woman's daughter tells them that she told her mom to be careful around Walls and the other residents of 130, who sometimes included Courtney Brock, the girlfriend of one of Walls' sons, and the couple's young child. The adults at 130 Falls Road had serious drug habits, the daughter believed, and often took advantage of her mother's generosity. Investigators' suspicions only grew when a mutual friend of Walls and Siegler tell them that in the days preceding her death, Siegler had received her monthly disability check and had just filled prescriptions for pain medicine that she used to cope with a slew of physical ailments. After the friend gave Siegler a ride home from the pharmacy, she was met in the yard by Walls, who asked her if Siegler had pills and if she would help steal them. She declined. Walls was angered by her response. Beaufort County Sheriff's Office investigators would like to hear Walls' version of events, but they're having difficulty finding him. A day after Siegler's body was discovered, a Beaufort woman accused Walls of raping her in a local motel. With a warrant out for his arrest, authorities in Chesterfield County, near the North Carolina border, find Walls driving the alleged rape victim's vehicle. Courtney Brock is traveling with him. In the vehicle, they find Siegler's debit card, bottles of her prescription medicine, gloves, and duct tape. In the Chesterfield jail, he is told of Siegler's murder and of suspicions he played a role in it. He denies any motive for wanting to harm Siegler.
Over her drug addictions, I did not hurt Miss Risa. You telling me this is the first I learned of Miss Risa being hurt in any way, or now I know she's dead. Her son killed himself. I go over there and sit with her and read the Bible with her every single day. It's a place of sanctuary for me.
But when Walls' DNA is found on a portion of the duct tape that bound Siegler's body, he is charged with murder. Priester's fingerprint and Brock's palm print are also found on the duct tape binding Siegler's body. Brock is charged with murder. Priester is charged with murder and second-degree arson. Hunter Swanson of the 14th Circuit Solicitor's Office prosecutes the case.
Brian Walls has been just a sore spot in the community for a very long time. He is a known drug addict, a known peddler of drugs. He has been known to steal everything under the sun for drugs, and we believe that he was the ringleader in this incident. He, along with Courtney Brock and John Priester, who were all strung out on meth and had been up for probably the past 2 weeks prior to the incident, decided that they needed to keep their high going, and nothing was going to get in their way. They do just about anything to keep that high going and the party going.
Swanson is the leader of the Solicitor's Office Special Victims Unit, which prosecutes crimes against vulnerable people. She also is a member of the Career Criminal Unit, which handles cases against the 14th Circuit's most violent and habitual offenders. Walls qualifies on both counts. His record includes convictions for simple assault, multiple counts of marijuana possession, multiple counts of assault and battery, fraud, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
This was absolutely a circumstantial case. Nobody confessed. Nobody really made statements against the three that were involved. Fortunately, we were able to get forensic evidence that placed all three at the murder scene, actively involved in wrapping up the body with the duct tape. We had DNA and prints, and that was extremely helpful.
At his trial, Swanson calls 18 witnesses in 2 days of testimony. On April 11, 2019, a Beaufort County General Sessions jury renders the verdict.
State of South Carolina, County of Beaufort versus Brian David Walls. As to the charge of murder, we, the jury, unanimously find the defendant Brian David Walls guilty.
Circuit Court Judge G. Thomas Cooper sentences Walls to 40 years in prison. With perhaps the most challenging of the three murder charges decided, guilty verdicts against Priester and Brock follow. Brock, who has no previous serious criminal offenses, is found guilty of murder. Circuit Court Judge Christy Curtis sentences her to 30 years in prison. With his co-defendants already in prison, Priester, who has a slew of prior offenses, pleads guilty to murder and second-degree arson on January 21, 2020. Circuit Court Judge Carmen Mullen sentences him to 30 years for murder and 20 for arson, with his sentences to be served concurrently.
She was lonely, and these folks lived, one house down, and they took advantage of her. And, she had a kind soul. She was, a true Christian woman who wanted to open her house and heart to people in need. She had opened her door for them on a number of occasions, and this was the last time she did.